In late September of last year, I posted an out-of-the-ordinary video on my channel. It was a pilot episode for a show that I had been developing, the Sensational Cat-Man. A lot of you are probably tired of hearing about it, sorry. A 2D animated Saturday morning cartoon-style short produced with the help of independent animator Spiky Tortoise. It features intriguing mystery, bar-brawling fight scenes, talented voice performers, a vintage feel, and all in all took about a year to produce. The thing with pilot episodes is you don't know if they're going to even be picked up. You put yourself in financial and creative risk in order to bring an idea to life, and whether it sinks or swims is in a large part totally out of your control. And as we were finishing up the pilot, I set out trying to find this show a potential home. It was a journey. I got my foot in the door with 3 potential streaming services, all of whom expressed interest in the show, wanted it made and on their networks, but ultimately offered us development deals that were either logistically unfeasible or creatively suspect. I won't get into the specifics, I've had this kind of thing happen before, but to give you a taste, at one point, a major streaming company offered to pay us less than the price of a Ford F-150. Not per episode, mind you, for the entire season. Eventually, I decided to just release the pilot for free online after seeing the great success of various independent animators who did the same. Maybe the hope was that it would go viral. It didn't, but it did receive a positive response from those who took the time to watch it, and encouraged by this reception, we continued our efforts to try and find a home for Cat-Man. After spinning our wheels for about 6 months, we finally stepped back and asked, why aren't we just doing this ourselves? Why are we waiting around for some corporate middleman to give us permission or throw us a bone? Why not just ask the fans who enjoyed the pilot if they would be willing to support more? Enter Kickstarter. If we could raise enough money for a whole season, that would be great, but let's not get greedy here. Let's start small. What if it doesn't have to be a whole season? What if it's just a movie? Manageable runtime, scaled down story, and a meager but doable budget. Sure, it wouldn't have the bells and whistles of a studio-backed production. We'll have to be smart about where to allocate funds, how to tell the Cat-Man story without excessive and over-the-top sequences, but if we take everything we learned from the pilot and try to execute it better, wouldn't we prefer making that over selling the show away creatively to some other party? Especially if they're just gonna pay us in peanuts regardless. Wouldn't it be better to make something our way with the support of our fans, instead of worrying about appeasing some executive somewhere that might just end up pulling the plug on the show anyway? Why not take a leap of faith, hold a month-long fundraiser? If folks really believed in it, then they could help us bring it to life. After a bit of work, we launched the campaign seeking your support. And 1 month later, you all made it happen. This is a heartfelt thank you. Whether you pitched in a little, or pitched in a lot, or just spread the word to others, all of you together helped keep the dream alive. Is the Sensational Cat-Man a viral success? No. Is it raking in hundreds of millions of views? No. Will it ever reach that point? Who knows? Here's a number though that does count. 565. Not 565 million, not 565,000, 565 people who were each kind enough to look at a team of independent creators and say, hey, I like the things you're making. How can I help you make more? And in a creative landscape where big studios see stories as nothing more than glorified thumbnails to fluff their streaming catalog, or projects to unceremoniously shelve for a tax write-off, I'll take 565 fans who believe in my work over a slew of stingy streaming executives any day of the week. To everyone who supported this campaign in whatever ways they could from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of the small but dedicated team for the Sensational Cat-Man Movie, thanks. Production has already started on the feature. David Merriweather's wacky noir detective hero story continues, and we plan to share it with you late next year. Whether you've been following along or you're just jumping in, if you're into the stuff I'm making, but for whatever reason you missed out backing the Kickstarter, there are plenty of other ways to support the universe that we're building. Atlas, the animated movie due out this year, is still available for pre-order. If you want a story that you can jump into right now, The Spider Queen is available on Audible as well as paperback and ebook in many fine online stores. Plus, we've got a slew of different t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, pickleball sets, and as we get closer to release, we'll have more fun stuff available. Proceeds go towards supporting independent artists making cool stuff. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you've got an idea that you want to share with the world, you need a website, and they can help bring it to life. Start with one of their best-in-class website templates, and then use their new Fluid engine to customize it just how you like it. Use member areas to host exclusive video content. And if you've got something to sell, their online storefront makes it easy. Head to squarespace.com to start a free trial today. Then when you're ready to launch your site in full, head over to squarespace.com/AustinMcConnell to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.